Fundamentally, it's remained very much the same, with two particular changes. The first is the increasing significance of mainland talents, which obviously has come to the fore since 1997. And secondly, because the Immigration Department have realised that previous policy constructs were insufficient to actually address perceived gaps in the market, if you will, for foreign talent to be in Hong Kong because they didn't fit into the previous schemes. So they've developed the programs to anticipate other types of individuals who wouldn't qualify under old schemes can now actually have a route or a pathway into Hong Kong under some of these new schemes. So for example, 20 years ago the Capital Investment Entrance Scheme didn't exist. And 20 years ago I was getting visas for very rich people who had to buy into an existing business or start a new business and be operationally involved in a business just so that they could take up residency in Hong Kong. And that's not what they really wanted to do, but it was the only way in for them. But now they can put money directly into passive investment and secure residency accordingly. So that is one example of how things have changed in the last 10 years. Another example is the introduction of the Quality Migrant Admission Scheme. Previously, all the visas that were issued to people with a strict rationale for them being in Hong Kong. If they were going to join their family members, they got dependent visas. If they were going to take up employment, they got employment visas. If they were going to join in or establish a business, they got investment visas. But with the Quality Migrant Admission Scheme, for the first time, there was introduced a policy or a program that allows, as Tung Chee Hwa put it in 1997, after the program was introduced, I forget which year it was, 2003, 2004, around about that time. Yeah. I was at the meeting where he introduced the scheme, where he gave the speech and introduced the scheme. And he said he wanted to attract top-notch talent. That was the vernacular they used. And for the first time, this was an immigration program that didn't acquire a particular rationale for being in Hong Kong. It was, okay, what are other jurisdictions doing? What's happening in Australia? What's happening in Canada? How do the US deal with this? And how can we create a situation so that really smart, good people can come pro forma to Hong Kong with nothing other than basically their brains and enough money in their bank account so that they don't starve for the first 6 to 12 months while they establish themselves, so that we can give them access to Hong Kong society. So the Quality Migrant Admission Scheme and the Capital Investment Entrance Scheme are two examples of how things have changed in that regard.